I went from having nothing to my name, being a video game nerd, a nobody to the people around me, and honestly, a disappointment to my family, to making my first 10 grand within 2 months of making this switch, helping my family move out of our, at the time, shit apartment into a nicer home, and being someone that, in my opinion, I think I'm very important to a lot of people's lives. And as much as no one wants to say this or admit this, a big part of this comes down to having money. What I'm going to be talking about and teaching you in this video isn't meant to be your forever business, but depending on where you're at, it could be what sets you up financially for the next year. And it even makes you your first 10 grand, first couple 10 grands, and help you get towards your bigger goals. Nobody deserves to be a nobody because they listened to what everyone else was telling them. Now, depending on whether you already have a business or not, or where you're at with your financial journey, this video will give you a lot of gems and help you out with a lot of lessons as well. Now, I call this the hands-on method. And the reason why I call it the hands-on method is because you do work in the real world with your hands. And in my opinion, it's much easier to make your first 10 to 100 grand doing something like this compared to doing something online. And then after you do get some results from this and you get some money, it's much easier to transition into something online or even just something bigger in general, because you're not only going to have a lot more money to work with, but you're going to have a lot more business experience. Now, when it comes to starting an in-person business, I've laid out 3 business models that are super easy to start, but super lucrative as you go on. Granted, as long as you commit yourself. Now, those 3 are window cleaning, landscaping, or car detailing. Now, there's so many more similar to these that you can definitely get results with. These are just the 3 that I've used and that I've seen my friends use and that I've seen other people gain tremendous amounts of results from. Now, this isn't me selling you on one business model. Instead, it's me kind of telling you how I'd go about it again if I had to start from literally zero tomorrow. Now, let's say you commit yourself to starting one of these businesses. For me, I started with window cleaning and I started with less than $150 to my name. And I spent that all on the equipment that I needed. And then the next day I went out and I just started knocking doors and selling, which is something that for some reason, so many people don't want to do nowadays. If you really want to set yourself up, trust me, do cold sales. Now, what I would do if I was starting from literally zero is I would flip that around. Instead of getting the equipment first, I would get the sales first and then just ask the person for half of the money up front. And then after I get the money, I would go and buy the equipment and then come and fulfill the service to get the rest of the half. And then rinse and repeat. That's not the whole video, by the way. We're gonna go a lot more in depth on this. Now, the reason I would do that today is because it lowers my risk tremendously. Instead of me having to spend my money and time, I only have to spend a little bit of my time. Now, for me at the time, I don't really know how many other businesses or things would have worked out for me, especially based on the results that I needed at that time, as well as how quickly I needed them. For me, you may be going through this as well, but I was going through some mental FOMO type of things back then. But alhamdulillah, it worked out for me. Now, after I bought the equipment, the next day I went out to sell. That first day of me selling, I made $800 in sales. And I ended up profiting around $500 from the $800 in sales. So your first actionable step is go on your phone, go on your Maps app, take a screenshot of any neighborhood close to you and just make it a circle around this big. I'll pop up a picture right here. Just circle any area. That is your first step. And just commit yourself to 3 to 4 hours of knocking for that first day. Now, if you're a total beginner, this will be the hardest step. So that's why I'm going to teach you all the essentials as well. And one bonus tip that you could do, ask a friend if they want to work with you. It's so much easier when you do have someone alongside you to do this, because not only will it tremendously lower your nerves, but it's just more fun to do it with other people as well. Now, here is a very broad script that you could use for any of these services. Hey, how's it going? My name's Issa. I was in the neighborhood. I was helping X neighbor with X service, and then just insert random name, or if you did help someone, their name, and then your service. Whether that's window cleaning, landscaping, detailing, etc., doesn't matter. Now, the reason why all of them got it done is because of XYZ. And then you just want to talk about benefit, lower the negative, and then up a positive. Essentially, clean views, cleaner looking home or cleaner looking car, less hassle on you, and then freed up time for the person as well. Now, that's just an example that I came up with. Get creative with this. Use whatever you think people would care about most. If it's something you're interested in, just before I have to leave, what I can do is give you a quick price. And then when you say price, have a little bit of an uptone on the price to make it sound like a question. So you're not saying, can I give you a price? Instead, you're saying, I'll give you a price. That way it has the authority, but at the same time, it's still their decision to make, or they still feel like it's their decision to make. If you aren't already doing that when you're selling, start doing that. It's going to make such a big difference. Now, if they say no, it's whatever. Most of the time in sales, you're going to get way more no's than yeses, but it's the yeses that make up for the entire thing. But let's say they say yes. If they say yes, then you go ahead, count up either the windows, look at the car, look at the landscape, look at the grass, look at the hedges, look at whatever, and just come up with a price. And honestly, when it comes to pricing in the beginning, just charge what you think they would say yes to. And then as you go on, of course, you'll start upping it slowly and coming up with your own pricing system. And then after you get the price, you go back to them, start by saying, okay, so it's X dollars for XYZ, and then you list the work that you do to get them the results that you were telling them from before. And then give a guarantee at the end too. Something along the lines of, and then once we're done, we'll make sure to check everything out together to make sure it looks perfect before you pay. And if that sounds like something you want to do and it sounds fair, all we really need is just the address, and then again, use the question tone. Now in the beginning, I wouldn't really say to try and objection handle much because you probably don't know how to, but if they do say yes, amazing, stay calm, just whip out your phone, write down the information on your notes app. Now that is as basic as the sales can get. If you want more help with learning how to sell, objection handle, etc., I'm gonna put 3 videos in the description for you to watch after this video is done. And honestly, if you do watch those videos, you'll probably be better than 90 to 95% of all salesmen in the world, or at least in your industry and or your city. And on top of that, the best advice that I can give you is this. After 1 week, tops, no one will remember you. Because I know for me and for most people, it's always the fear of rejection or the fear of being judged, etc., that always holds people back. So honestly, just know everyone is so much more focused on themselves than they are focused on you. That is just you getting into your own head. So don't do that. And on top of that, if you can't risk being seen, messing up in front of people, or just being rejected, you probably don't deserve any of the results that you want in life. Because that's all that business is. That's all that getting rich is. It's messing up enough times to the point where it's all worth it. The difference between a beginner and a multimillionaire, or even someone like me, is that we took the first step. We took the initiative and we just got rid of all the negative thoughts in our heads. So many people don't take that first step, and that's why the majority of people that we see in a regular day-to-day life live a life that even they don't want. Just give up the temporary discomfort for the long-term gain. Now, everything we just went over is the first 80% of this entire business and how to actually get rich off of it. Now, I don't expect you to go out tomorrow and start taking action, but what I do expect you to do is to first screenshot an area of where you're going to knock in, because by now you should have already committed yourself to this if you have no results. Second is tweak that little script that I gave you. I'll also put that script in the description so you can just copy plus paste it to your docs. Just plan these 2 parts of it out, and then if you do need more motivation, I'll put even another video in the description for you to watch after this as well. Now, the last part of this is just doing the work, which honestly is the easiest part of all of this. When it comes to the equipment for whichever industry you want to do or what thing you want to sell, honestly, just ChatGPT it or search it up on YouTube, because it would take a lot of time in this video to explain the equipment for every single thing. Or just join Blueprint in the description where I have everything laid out for you, as well as I will help you out through every step of the way. Now, normally in the beginning at least, for every 20 to 30 people that you talk to, you should be guaranteed 1 deal at least. And sometimes if someone is on the fence, the best objection handling you could do in the beginning is just say, fair enough, is it the price or the value? Every time it's the price. So just say, okay, can we do this? Can we lower the price by 50 bucks? You don't tell the neighbors, just leave us a good review. Something along the lines of that. People 8 out of 10 times, if they said no the first time, they will say yes after that. Because after they've already said, yes, give me a price, they've shown some interest. And on top of that, don't try and act like a professional salesman. If you do, you're just gonna be shooting yourself in the foot. Instead, just try and be the friendly person who's in the neighborhood already doing some work and who wants to help others with doing that work as well. If you do that and you're just calm, casual, smiling, laughing the whole time, you're going to get much more deals, probably within 1 to every 15 people that you talk to. Because people would much rather help out the kid who's just out here hustling, trying to make himself some money over the professional guy who's really trying to sell the person. And then of course, after you're done with the job, you need to take payment. Now, the easiest way, especially in the beginning, is either just take bank wires and or cash. That's the easiest way to go about it. To this day, my 2 favorite ways to go about it as well. And when it comes to learning how to do the work, honestly, after you get the equipment, you'll probably have a good understanding of it, but also just search up guides on YouTube. That will teach you much more than I can in this 10-minute video. Or again, just join Blueprint. And then after you finish the job, double check with them, make sure everything looks good and make sure that they're happy. And then once you do finish, what I like to ask is, hey, who else do you know who might want to get this stuff done? And then they'll say a name and say, okay, could you please just send them my phone number, let them know how good of a job I did, because that is the main way that this grows. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you. Kind of the way that I go about asking for you to subscribe. Now, perfect timing. If you could subscribe to the channel, it really would help me out a lot as well. Thank you. Now, honestly, when it comes to hiring people, you don't really need to hire people. You can make 10 grand, 20, 30 grand in a summer or in 1 season if you just do this on your own. Then if you want to go past that, then yes, you should start hiring either salesmen or more people to clean and do the work with you. And regardless of where you're at with your money journey, I really hope that you were able to gain some knowledge from this video, be it from learning what you want to do in terms of business model, or maybe you just learned some things when it comes to sales and how I go about it and what you could tweak as well. Now, I've brought it up a few times, but if you really want to invest yourself into this business model, learn everything that I know, do it alongside me as well, join Blueprint in the description. It is the best investment in an online course that you'll ever make. And if it isn't, I'll give you your money back. Now, with all that being said, remember, there is also the videos in the description that you can watch to help you out with either the sales or the motivation. And yeah, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching the video. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.